Hey guys, this is Malekith. Welcome to my Crusader Kings 2 playthrough. For anyone who managed to make it to the end of my demo video, I realised that was a bit long. I intend to play an entire playthrough of all 400 years as the Kingdom of Ireland. We've had a request through on my comments in my last video as to who exactly in Ireland to play as. Because if I zoom in and up here, you'll see it's a bit fragmented at the moment. So it's made up of a series of counts and a pair of dukes. Now I've been requested to play as the Duchy of Connaught. I've no idea how you pronounce it. I hope that was right. So we're going to start there. He looks a bit old. Hopefully he has some kids, otherwise this could be a very short game. This will disable all the hints. Right, so my overall strategy for this is first, stop all these guys fighting over potatoes. Secondly, develop Guinness. And then, with that super weapon, invade the rest of the British Isles and kick out probably the French if they manage to invade, or maybe the Norwegians who seem to have taken up residence at the top up here. So, let's have a look, what have we got? Apparently I can suppress some claims on areas next to me, that's good, that'll mean some early fighting. I have an unmarried heir. Aha. So I do have some. Let's have a look at the family. So I've got a son, and he in turn has two sons himself, so it seems the lineage of my family's nice and secure. And this guy's 51, so he'll probably die fairly soon. Right, so first off, let's see if there's anyone in the area that I can marry into to try and steal their land that way. Start with the Duke because he's the highest rank one. No, no females in there. Seems the Irish don't have girls, or if they do, they die. Maybe the English come over and steal them. Right, so that plan's not going to work particularly well. So, let's sort by rank. Princess of England, that could be useful. Let's have a look and see what else we got. So I'd rather not marry a 13-year-old. And overall there doesn't seem to be much in there at all. Okay, we'll just leave her up for a while and see if anyone comes up. So what's my army like in this place? Tiny. So I think I'm going to have to go for money and buy mercenaries to do my fighting for me. Right, let's pick an ambition. What we got? Well, he's a bit old to be having a daughter, but he's not going to live long enough to do any of the others, I don't think. So we'll pick that one. Okay, let's see what happens when this starts rolling. So we got some fighting already. The Irish doing what they do best, it seems. Ah, that's something I haven't done. I've neglected to check my council. So I have my wife as my spy master, and she doesn't like me much. It's a bit risky, but never mind. If he dies, the son inherits, so we will get some troops training as well. Get some more taxes. Now you can research some cultural tech. I've still not entirely worked out how research works, so if anyone can let me know, that would be extremely helpful. If not, I'll work it out as I go along. So I've got a claim on here. I think what I'll do is I'll try and make a claim up there with my chancellor. Keep him busy. This guy's lacking education. Apparently he doesn't like me either. Stick him under the mayor. So they can currently bring a bigger army to bear than me, which is annoying. So let's see how much these mercenaries are going to cost me. So it's going to be 60 and then some upkeep. So I've got the 60, I just don't have the upkeep or the stockpile to keep them running long enough, so that's going to have to wait a few turns. Oh, not turns, but I'll wait for this to get to 80 and then I'll launch my attack. See who they're friends with. Nobody. Excellent. Right. So, diplomacy. Well, they claim to it. Military. Mercenaries. Now, who do we want? We'll go with them, they got horses. You go. I don't think they're going to last very long, really. 308 versus 1,500. And here we go. So for those of you who aren't familiar with the battle system, usually you have 3 segments to your army, so you have your centre and your left and your right flanks, and they would fight against each other using these tactics here. So he's using a harass tactic, whereas mine's using shield wall. So the little symbol in the middle shows what they're up to at the moment. So currently they're at range, shooting each other with archers, which is bad for him as he has none. And after that they'll probably go into sort of a melee. Usually one of the flanks wins against the other flank first, and then depending how good their general is, which is this number up here, if they're a really bad general they'll probably chase after them and do nothing useful for the rest of the battle. If they're a good one, they'll redirect themselves at the centre normally and help fight against them. Some forces again. You see they're now running away. And most of them are now dead. In fact, there are no survivors at all. So we're now sieging this territory. So you start by sieging the castle, This is their defenders in that castle. So this ticks down every few days by a certain amount. Once you've sieged this, you then have to siege all of the ones down here as well to fully capture the province. So it is quite a commitment to leave the army sat in there. Which is why I have to keep an eye on my money, especially as apparently it goes down 5 a month. So I may end up having to raise my own troops and swap this out. In fact, I'm going to do that now before I go bankrupt. Because these guys can rebel if you go bankrupt, and often they swap to the other team, or the other faction, and then come and kick your face in. So we'll now go find those mercenaries and dismiss them, because they're just costing me too much. And now we hope my own guys can hold them off. You need to make sure you've got more men than they have, otherwise you can't siege them. As a war goes on, you'll see down here, you get the battles popping up and your occupation of their lands. It all adds up to a war score. So this is my first event, so it's telling us our son's not married. So apparently I need to find him someone nice. So let's go back to looking at that again after I've explained this. So yeah, once you get this war score up, once it reaches 100, they'll nearly always try and give you peace, and usually they let you take all the territories you've conquered. They may try and offer peace before then, and just take a hit on their prestige. So it depends whether you feel you can press their advantage against them or not, as to whether you accept it. Right, where was that? Let's see who we can marry him to. What's his stats? So, if we find someone with high diplomacy to marry him to. These little blue flags here would mean you get alliances with that person. She's depressed, but she wants to get married, and she's got an extremely high diplomacy stat, which would then carry over onto my character, so I'm going to select this one. And I will collect the money, rather than taking the prestige, because at the moment, I need the gold. So what problems this may cause is, obviously these two kids don't belong to her. In fact, I have no idea where they've come from, as he doesn't seem to have a previous wife. So yeah, I'll leave that to your imagination. But what will happen is, if she has a kid of her own, she won't want these two to inherit, so she'll probably try and plot against them to have them killed. So that's something I need to keep an eye on. While we're at that, let's have a look at the laws. So currently the laws are that gavelkind means that when the current duke dies, the lands are split between all of his kids that are eligible, and this means that women can inherit, but only if there's not a male counterpart beforehand, with the other options being men only, and women inherit on the same grounds as men. So the kind of want to get to is primogeniture, which is whereby only your eldest child survives, which ensures all my lands stay together and not get split up all the time. But I need to be at peace, and I need to have ruled for a certain amount of years before I can do that. And you can only make one change per life of a person, so I need to get this in before he dies, really. So this is my vassals complaining that I've raised their men for too long. It's only a -1 to opinion at the moment, so I'm just going to leave it. Because I need this place captured. So as you can see, this first castle's nearly captured. There we go. We've captured we've successfully sieged it. From the looks of that, my steward has just died, so I now need to pick a new steward. So we appoint a new one, and we sort by stewardship. And it seems the highest person has a score of 5. And he doesn't even want to be steward, he wants to be court chaplain. But tough, in you go. And collect me some taxes. This is saying that the second child doesn't have a guardian as well. So let's see who to give him to. We'll give him to the chancellor. I'm not sure why, but these guys keep trying to sally out of their castle in tiny numbers to fight my army. It's only helping kill them quicker. So you can see the castle's now fallen. There's nobody in it. The town's just about to fall, I think, or it might be the bishopric. No, it's the bishopric. So that's another one down. So just the town left to siege, and then this province should become mine. So you can see the war indicators at 92%. So occupations are a huge percentage of that, and there's the peace offer. So let's see what's the offer. So he's offering that we let him live and he becomes a vassal. So we'll go with that. So I can then disband my army. Right, so now I don't think we have any claims anywhere else, so it's now down to this guy to make some or wait till someone attacks me. Somebody's not happy. I just lost my daughter-in-law's hunting bird apparently. But never mind. And again, having a crazy Irish woman mad at you probably isn't the best thing. So let's have a look at the world in general. So independent realms. So it seems Norway's conquered Iceland quite happily. Scotland's still standing strong against the little invasion up in the top. England seems to be busy having a civil war amongst itself. Spain's Castile seems to have split itself up whilst trying to fight against the Arabian people down there. Sorry, Muslims, not Arabian. Byzantine Empire is always an interesting one to look at. They tend to have a big war around here, and then a huge Muslim army comes in and slaughters the lot of them whilst they're busy having a civil war, and then they seem to get their act together and kick it back again. Never really pay much attention to the Russian area. Might be an interesting thing to play at a later date. The thing that interests me is that all these parts of Wales still seem to be independent, although these ones are reasonably well gathered together as a little group. But that'll be my route in once I finally get this lot sorted and unleash Operation Guinness. Hopefully the ginger skirt wearers don't try and interfere. Apparently someone likes old men. Why not? It's that Irish charm. Okay, that's a bit odd. I might as well just gain some opinion of somebody as opposed to losing it. Especially as he's in my council and working for me. Now, do I want monthly prestige and piety, or do I want a flat amount? I've got a reasonable amount in there already. I could use the prestige, so we'll take it and read it. Let's go with the crazy Sith kind of response. Well, I go into trait, which is scholar, so let's have a look at the traits of this character. So you've got scholar there, which is +2 to learning. Apparently he's a flamboyant schemer, which is why his intrigue value is reasonably high. He's slothful though. And his wife's getting old. Look at that. Oh, big change just happened in England. Norway's apparently just conquered all of it, which probably means they married into it. There is still some civil war infighting going on down the bottom though, it seems. Which is the Duke William II of Normandy. So William the Conqueror's set up down here. He's just got to kick out the Norwegians now, it seems. It's all just prolonging the inevitable Leprechaun invasion. Aha. So my chancellor has now successfully managed to get a claim up there. It's going to cost me some gold and some prestige, but I can go with that. And it seems I can actually lay a claim on 2 provinces. And they're not related. Excellent. I've no idea how I managed that. Maybe this guy has that claim. Either way, the Chancellor now has something better to do. Let's send him in there. Again, I want to get some more money before I try and hire some mercenaries. And, oh, this Chancellor's on a roll. He's got another one. The Pope's been replaced. And he managed that one so quick I can't actually recall him for another 2 months. Ah, maybe this is how research works. Wants to hire somebody. I need the gold, but go for it. Why not? Research is long term. It seems if I capture this place, I get a claim on there. It's all coming together. Problem I have is just gold now. So I'll go with temperate trait. I don't want to be gluttonous. Come on, get up to 80. Alright, there we go. Now, declare war on these ones first. Lay claim that. And then, where's those mercenaries? Why would I want ones of that few when I can get those for the same price? Never mind. Go. Now we have a... See, okay, so this symbol here means he hasn't got enough men to actually siege anything. So I'm just going to leave him standing there for a little bit. Although I may have my similar money issues, so I might bring him back to slaughter him. And now we've had the issue I was talking about earlier where I've run out of money. Fun times. So here we go, we've got a 3-sided battle here. So this flank's already been killed. Didn't seem to have many people in it, so they're now all fighting in on the centre. My guy's going bravery. And they're retreating. 46 survivors. You seem to be coming back for more. So there's only 46 of them, so what I'm going to do here is split my army back apart again. So let's take you and you, because they've got some archers. And then select them and send them after them. So they've run them down, but there's still some survivors. We'll chase after them again. Don't know how they're thinking they're sieging anything with 24 men. So we successfully captured the castle. So you can see we've won all of our battles so far, but still only at 31%. They managed to sally out and defeat some of our troops. It's unfortunate. Gain some prestige. I wouldn't call 5 greatly increased, but we lost the bandits. It's not going well, this siege. Apparently they don't want us to capture this province. So I'm losing opinion with the various vassals under me because I've got their armies out for too long. But tough. So my grandson's now reached age. So this one's about to fall. There we go, it's another siege victory. Now I'm going to keep this guy happy by dismissing his county levies. Just leaves me enough troops. From the war score, let's get in there. Ah, here we go. Someone claims they can be better than your current member of the council. So he wants to be chancellor. My current chancellor has a score of 14. He has a score of 15, so he is actually better. He's also my grandson. So I'm going to make him my new chancellor. Which also means I can put him straight to use fabricating claims on the last province up there. So he now wants to be Marshal. That's my son. Who I think was the previous Chancellor. So he is actually 3 points better at it. And he doesn't like me much. Never mind. Let's keep him happy. There's our peace offer. So he gains the county, and we both get some opinion and some prestige. So there we go. What I need to be doing is improving on my castle so that I get more men. But again, it all takes gold, which I don't have. Right, I'm going to pause that there for now, and that will be the end of my first episode. So thanks for watching. Apologies, it's a bit boring at the start. Hopefully this will improve once I start getting this lot together. Get a sizable army to actually do something with. I'll see you in the next episode.